Hi, how's it going? This is Resin of Collinwood for YouTube. I'm here to do a real quick video about the characters from the show Cowboy Bebop from the anime, because the live action is coming out November 19th. I'm going to share this to Twitter only, so now, at least for the time being. So, who is Spike Spiegel? Spike, before becoming a bounty hunter, was actually a enforcer for the Yakuza, for the Syndicate. Um, and he was very good at his job. Now, for those who don't know what an enforcer is someone who collects money, makes sure people pay up to the mob. If not, then they kill them. And yes, Spike has killed people for not doing this. Spike also recruited a man named Vicious into the syndicate. Spike faked his death after losing the woman he loved, and then went on to become a bounty hunter. Which brings me to Jet Black. Jet Black was a cop who was betrayed by his partner. And now, to be clear, I don't know. It seems from the trailer, and again, I shouldn't judge by this, it seems like they're going the same route with these characters. So I don't think they're going to change a bunch with them from a character standpoint, from a background standpoint, from a an origin standpoint. But I could be wrong. We'll see. Um, I've always liked the character of Jet. I always thought he was very direct. Um, Now, the biggest difference, obviously, if you're a fan of the anime like I am, you know Cowboy Bebop was only one season long. And obviously, most likely, this is not just going to be one season long. There was no second season of Cowboy Bebop. That's sort of what's interesting with this. Like, there's going to be more than one season. So I'll get into the theme here in a second. Now, the final two characters I'm going to talk about, Faye Valentine. Faye's real interesting here because Faye is neither Yakuza or cop. Actually, Faye woke up from a coma in the future, and she didn't know who she was. Well, here's the thing: she was a rich heiress. She was a very wealthy lady. She just didn't know it because she didn't know who the hell she was. And there was this man who said he was trying to help her find out who he was, but there was people after her and him, and he was conning her. And by the time the police caught up with her, he had gotten the numbers from. She finally remembered the numbers and stuff, and so finally he gets the numbers from her, and he robs her. He takes all her money, all the fortune she had in her name. Um, I'll say this: that Faye's story is just like a big gut punch. Really, all their stories are. It's going to be real interesting again to see if they keep every backstory. Um, Now that the last person, Vicious, he is his name, Vicious. He is a cold-blooded killer. Here's the thing: so is Spike. They're sort of one and one A. Now, I said Spike helped recruit Vicious into the syndicate. They were sort of like they're not brothers, but they sort of were like brothers to one another. They had no problem killing. Now, to be clear, there was always the long-standing rumor or fan theory, I forget which this was, that Spike and Vicious are one person, that Spike is not fighting a separate person. He's fighting his own subconscious. I'm here to tell you that's been disproven up and down. It's not something I've ever subscribed to with Cowboy Bebop, because here's the thing. Number one, too many people have seen Spike and Vicious together and address them as separate people. Where it's Spike, Vicious, they're together, they've seen them. Um, so no, they're not one person. It's not that Spike is fighting his subconscious and that subconscious is Vicious. No, that's not the case. Vicious and Spike are two different people. Is Spike a killer, a cold-blooded killer? He can be when he wants to be. Um, I would say he's very. I'd say the biggest difference is he's very laid back until he has to be, and that's what I would say is the biggest difference with him. With Vicious, Vicious is a cold-blooded killer. He's sort of like a psychopath, a homicidal maniac, if you will. Now, people keep hearing this theme with Cowboy Bebop. I'm sure you've heard the theme several times with the trailer. Why do they play that theme? That theme was actually played not throughout the episodes, but it's played in the opening of the anime, and it's called Tank. And when you watch the series, you'll really get a feel of why that theme fits with the show, because it's just so fast paced and so action packed. The theme is as random as the characters themselves, and these characters do some very random shit, and I mean just random. I'll give an example. Now this is from the anime. I don't know if they're gonna meet Faye the same way. Now Faye wears a red dress. Now, it's funny because when they meet Faye, she's not really wearing a red dress. So I don't know if they're going to meet Faye that the same way they will. But how they meet Faye in the anime is she's actually a blackjack dealer at a casino run by a certain mafia syndicate. And the mafia wants this man who's going to give Faye a chip once he wins the final hand, and the chip looks like a betting chip. Well, the man sort of dresses like Spike, has the same hairdo but a different face. She mistakes Spike for the man. So Spike's just there playing poker. And when he wins, they told her he'll give you the chip. Well, he didn't give her the chip because Spike's not that guy. He's not the guy she's looking for. And she sort of thinks he is. And this is what I mean by randomness. What does Spike do with the chip that she needs? He swallows it. Um, so yeah, they do just some random shit on Cowboy Bebop, and I mean it's just I'm curious to see how random the characters act at times. How like you see by the end of the trailer, Spike goes off and gets in the ship and just goes, That's the character. That's what I mean. Like they just do the randomest shit out of nowhere. And that's what I'm curious to see if that hones true in this. It looks like it will from the trailer, but we'll see. So I hope you guys enjoyed this character breakdown. You guys have a great night, and bye.